In search of its first ever Kent District semifinal appearance in program history, Kenton battled hard in the defensive zone, but just could never get untracked with a couple of exceptions in the offensive zone in a 4-0 loss to Shaker Heights on Saturday night in a Kent District quarterfinal down at the Kent State University Ice Arena. Starting with looking at it from the News-Herald area point of view here with the Bombers, They had their moments where they were really solid in the defensive zone. Kent Mack was very good through the opening 2 periods of this game, especially there in the opening period, a 12-save period there, a couple of nice saves early, and then a nice stick poke that is not going to show up in a score sheet, but was big just the same in denying a goal there to keep it scoreless going into intermission. But the problem was they just could not get anything going in the offensive zone really at all, except for the opening 5 minutes. I thought the breakouts were tight and pretty good, and they were getting a little bit of pressure there into the net, but then it went away for a while and they got it back a little bit. Some good energy there in the last 4 minutes or so there of the second period, but just couldn't get anything to show for it. And a lot of that had to do with the quality that Shaker Heights brought in the defensive zone. Their back check, regardless of personnel through the years, if you guys have known my work through the years, you know how I feel, the affinity that I have for Shaker Heights. And one of the things that the Red Raiders do exceptionally well, regardless of personnel, is they're so smart in the defensive zone. Their positioning, they're willing to block shots, they play the body without taking silly penalties, and I think you saw that here. Yes, the Kenton breakouts were very good early, but they tightened up there in the neutral zone, started playing the body a little bit more through the neutral zone, and it really made a big difference as far as Shaker getting things going the other way. And the Red Raiders certainly had no trouble getting pucks to the net in this game. They got a power play goal there in the second period. They make it a 1-0 game, but you just got the sense that if it got to 2-0 or 3-0, it was going to be exceptionally difficult in this instance for Kent to get back in this hockey game the way that Shaker Heights was playing on the back check. Case in point, there were a couple instances where you thought that maybe Kenston had a chance at an odd man rush, and just like that, they shut it down. And that's the sign of a great program. And they, regardless of who they have on the ice, you know there's certain things that you're going to get, certain calling cards, and that's one thing Shaker Heights has always been able to do. Again, you know how I feel about the Red Raiders. They're the blueprint for public school, high school hockey in Greater Cleveland. If any public school coach wants to figure out how to get it done, I know he's retired now, of course, but you just sit down with Mike Bartley and just take notes. And Shaker Heights has done it the best for so long, and they show once again this year just how good they are. Barron Cup 1 championship and pushing towards 30 wins on the year. They're just an outstanding hockey program, and Kenton found that out the hard way. But a great season here by the Bombers, to be sure. 18 wins, that great weekend last month at the Cleveland Jesuit Classic, beating Holy Name and Padua and Walsh Jesuit all in one weekend. The first win over each of those programs in program history for Kenton. They lose a really nice senior class here. Ryan Herpy, outstanding two-way defenseman for the Bombers, one of the best puck handlers we've had in our area in recent memory, continuing that long tradition of Kenton standout two-way blue liners. Guys like Jonathan Wiegand and Kent Mack, who have been around for a long time and contributed a lot to this program. They're graduating a good group, but they have a nice young group back next year. I'm confident that Eric Horschler will have this group back playing some really good hockey here in next winter, and you just hope that they learn from this experience. It was a tough way to go out, to be sure, but there was no doubt about it the way that Shaker was playing in the defensive zone in the Red Raiders' 4-0 win over the Bombers on Saturday night.